Arası programına hepiniz hoş geldiniz. My name is Cigdem Yorgancioglu and
Vadiraj Tilgul.
so we are together and we've been talking about why we need such programs, about the global economic policies, well as the geopolitics and paradigm shifts and business life, what's going on all over the world. So there are very many subjects to be covered in order to understand the dynamics of money and banking sector, well as the business life and the new management trends and market trends, and also the digital transition, climate change, and the energy policies and how they shape the global policies. Well, so maybe you can like we would like to highlight some pinpoints why we need such programs. So, Raj.
Yeah, Cigdem, we have got so many ideas in our mind, and we keep talking to on one-on-one discussions or a cup of tea, coffee with so many people. I thought this would be a program which is a short program which will give an audience of thousands of people and kind of informative in a shorter time.
Yes,
So
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. And in the future, we are going to have some guests as well, the
Yes.
thought leaders and
Different sectors.
yeah, from different sectors. Well, and also sometimes, and also it's going to be like a academic reference for some academic people as well
Yes.
in the future, because there might be some subjects we can talk, and they come up with an idea. Oh, this needs a research, something like this. So
Yeah.
it can be trigger other process as well.
Yes.
So it's kind of a revolutionary process as
Yes.
well. Evolutionary, let's say, rather than
Yes.
revolutionary. So how you see the new trends in the new year after the pandemics, though?
Yeah, pandemics is the main thing of today's. 2022 is going to be dominated by pandemic, which is going to be converted into endemic. Right now, it's a global phenomenon. Pandemic. Every country has got virus. Some are higher, some are lower, but there is a difference of opinion between the countries. There are two blocks: the one who believe in vaccination, the one who don't believe in vaccination. So the pandemic is going to go out slowly in a year or two, but endemic, it's going to be a local phenomenon down the line. So it's going to remain probably in Africa or third world countries, the countries which don't have belief in science and who are not vaccinated. The percentage of vaccinated people in Africa is 5% today, and it's 55% in the Europe and USA. So there's going to be clear-cut distinction between two blocks: who is going to be affected by COVID and who is not going to be affected. That's the one. Second is going to be inflation worries, which is people have started worrying about inflation, including Turkey. I think that most of the countries. This is actually self-created by the central bankers and the governments. The politicians and the central bankers together thought that GDP is going to shrink because of COVID down the line. So in order not to shrink the GDP, they printed so much money to keep the GDP stable and the consumption stable, but there are no goods to be bought by that printed money. So the whole COVID affected the supply chain, whereas the buying side is catered by the central bank. The supply side is not catered by anybody. It takes a long time, 2, 3 years, 4 years at least, to bring the supply chain to keep the inflation down. So inflation will go down the line, but it will take 3-4 years at least.
And also sustainable economic growth is necessary as well, and as
Yes.
well as the productivity should be supported as
Yes.
well. So
Yes.
this is the necessity.
Yes. And probably third one, I think, is the digital transformation. Again, there's going to be increase. Again, two blocks. The one block highly digitalized world, the mostly Western world, which is going to go ahead, and there's a non-analog world, what you said.
Yeah.
So analog people are going to remain backward, with full of paperwork and bureaucracy. So digital transformation is going to bring the two blocks drift apart. In terms of social and economic productivity development, there are going to be two distinction. There is already distinction, but it's going to drift apart.
Actually, it is like a vicious circle, because and sometimes we come to the point like the digital polarization is after pandemics, or there were already the conditions were prepared for such polarization. That's another issue actually, because it was previously designed like that as well. So it's a very complicated, maybe sophisticated issue, but it's complicated as well because it was designed in such a way.
Yeah.
It is another issue.
Yeah.
Because it is the consequence.
Yes. Could be. Yeah. There are so many theories you can come up with.
It's two-way. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fourth one probably could affect future world is the drift between America and China. So it was there for the almost 10 years. Who is going to dominate hegemony of the world? But then with the COVID in place, it's becoming more, because Chinese GDP is today $14 trillion and US 20 trillion. So China is slowly approaching US in terms of GDP. So it's not a good thing for America. So the Americans are trying to keep Chinese in place. It will happen, it won't happen, we don't know. But there's going to be clear clash of trade war between US and China, which is going to affect again everyone, not just China and America, because most of the countries depend on China for their resources, any kind of resource, whether it is oil, gas, metals, or human resource, textile, any kind of China plays a major part in the world. So it's going to be difficult times ahead.
And also, based on the explorations and the studies, the predictions and projections are such that until 2040, then the growth in China will be higher and exceeds America as well. Some projections like that. We don't know what's going to happen yet, because things are changing very rapidly.
Yes.
But there are some estimations and projections as well. Yani biz şu anda biraz pandemi sonrası, aslında pandemi öncesi de olan bazı problemleri biraz gündeme getiriyoruz ekonomik anlamda. Satırlararası programında Between Lines iki dilli bir program ve biz aynı zamanda dünyada konjonktürel olarak gelişmelerin ve pandemi sonrasının yaratmış olduğu yeni dünya trendlerini, zaten dünya oraya doğru gitmekteydi, yeni dünya trendleriyle ilgili biraz konuşurken dijital transformation'ın yanı sıra dünyada vaccination'ın, yani aşılamanın dünyayı kutuplaştırıcı yeni bir noktaya getireceği, aşılılar ve aşısızlar diye ikiye ayrılıp bundan sonraki politikaların da buna göre şekillenebileceği, çünkü tedarik zincirleriyle ilgili de pek çok veriyi aynı zamanda değiştirecek yönde hareket ettiğini biliyorsunuz. Amerika'da yakın zamanda bir tedarik zinciri patlaması oldu ve bunun beraberinde gelen pek çok sorunlar yaşandı. Bunları bir yana koyuyoruz. İşte bu arada bir yandan iklim sorununu konuşacağız, bir yandan dijital transformation'la ilgili global politikalar nasıl üretiliyor ve şu anda konuştuğumuz Çin ve Amerika arasındaki bu rekabet neye doğru evrilecek? Bunu içini okuyabilmek için tabii ki buradaki her bir dinamiği tek tek ayrı ayrı ele alıyor olmak lazım. Çünkü Çin giderek büyüyor, yaklaşıyor, aralarındaki rekabet giderek büyüyor. Ve tabii ki dünyadaki, yani jeopolitik açıdan Çin'in yeri nasıl, Amerika nasıl bir strateji izliyor, bunların her birini yerli yerine koymaya çalışacak yönde programlarımızı devam ettireceğiz. Any other things you mentioned about the new trends?
No, these are the main
Okay. So
trends.
this is the second part
Yeah.
of our Satırlararası, and see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye bye.